concentration is sort of just an opportunity for undergraduates to take their MCB training to the next level.
The MCB Honors program was really a way for me to find my niche within the MCB program here at U of I.
It's a close-knit group, and we meet with our professors in discussion groups aside from the normal lectures and normal discussions that everyone else takes.
Usually it involves reading papers and then analyzing primary literature, which is great because you get the exposure early on. And for the lab courses, it includes just getting some extra work done, understanding the lab more in depth before you actually go and do the lab.
So it's not just additional knowledge, but it's how to obtain that knowledge, how to read a paper, the strategies that you use in order to read a paper. I kind of saw it as I was going through each class. I knew more. I knew how to ask questions and what kind of questions. I learned about experiments. So maybe the knowledge I gained, I might not retain, but I'll never lose the ability to know how to approach these types of questions.
And I think the MCB Honors concentration also gives you an opportunity to get like a small liberal arts college kind of feeling, at least in the MCBA area of your education.
You really get into this established cohort of students. It's always about 14 or 15 per semester, and those become some of your closest friends your first few years in the MCB program.
Really, the being with the same people that you can rely on throughout. You really know their weaknesses, their strengths. You know who to go to, and it's just you have that support group with you the entire time.
And so seeing them on a daily basis and taking classes with them and getting to know them is really great because these students are just as motivated as you are, and they really help you stay on track.
Definitely one of the largest benefits is your chance that you have to meet with your professors and really learn from them. They have so many great things to say, and in most of your classes you may not get that time with your professors in a small classroom experience.
In class, the professor knows your name and can pick your face out of the crowd, and you feel more comfortable asking questions in class or going to office hours just because you are on that one-on-one level with the professor.
I really appreciated how open the faculty were, or at least most of them were, discussing stuff. And being open with undergraduates who are 18, 19 years old, you know. And here's someone who's had a 3 or 4 decade long career in MCB, and you have this opportunity to actually have an honest discussion with them where they're open with you and they're willing to consider your ideas and consider your opinion and explain things to you.
Well, the MCB Honors concentration requires that you branch out and do 4 upper level honors courses, they call it, which can be a combination of the research component or the study abroad or things like that, honors projects. So within that, I sought out some research opportunities, and I did a year of undergraduate research in an endocrinology lab. And then I also did an honors project, and I was contemplating writing a senior thesis as well. So I really do think that the honors program pushes you to reach your limits and do everything that you can, and it was a really great way for me to get involved.
I've actually gone on 2 study abroad trips, both were during the summer. One was to Stockholm and the Arctic, and that honors concentration definitely helped in the way that this was definitely scientific based, and so the honors concentration really tells you how to logically think and how to approach scientific queries. And so when I went into the Arctic and I was interviewing all these people, I knew how scientific literature worked, and so I was able to write my thesis based on all of that information that I gained through my background in honors concentration.
I think that the workload is very manageable. I think that a lot of the times when the professors assign you something, they're very forthcoming with their expectations, and they're always there for you to go to for help.
You are going to have to put in a certain amount of effort irrespective of what you're doing. But then usually the more effort you put in, the more likely it is that you're going to get something really useful out of it. For me, what's most important about science, or what's most important about any education, is the questions that you ask. And it's the quality of those questions that determines the quality of your education. The MCB Honors concentration, I think, gives you a very special opportunity to ask more important questions, ask more relevant questions, which I think makes all the difference.